If you're running native image ads and are experiencing high CPMs and a low click-through rate, it's because Meta doesn't think that your native image ads are as good as you do, and Zuckerberg is punishing you for it. The Facebook feed is a war zone for attention, and most advertisers lose before the reader has even processed what they're looking at. The brain flags it as an ad, and their thumb keeps on scrolling. Today, we're going to look at how you can create images for your native image ads so good that Zuckerberg has no choice but to reward you with sky-high click-through rates and CPMs so low you're just going to get annoyed by how often the Shopify notification sound goes off. For those of you who don't know, a native image ad is an ad that goes onto Facebook and it blends in. It looks just like any other Facebook post. We do this because you want your ad to look like content, because people engage with content but they scroll past ads. Native image ads have become really popular lately thanks to guys like Anthony Camacho and Alex Robinson, but the concept of native image ads is more than 60 years old. Shout out to Social Brands Club on School. Alex Robinson has a really great method for creating native image ads, so I'll leave a link down below if you want to check that out. So in Eugene Schwartz's book Breakthrough Advertising, he actually dedicates an entire chapter just to camouflage. The only difference being that in the 60s, they were doing it in newspapers, whereas today we're doing it on the Facebook feed. The medium itself has changed, but the principle remains exactly the same. So every great native image ad does three things. The first thing is it never breaks the illusion. It always makes them believe that they're reading just like an article or a Facebook post. The second that it looks commercial or like it's been designed, the illusion breaks and they'll just carry on scrolling. The second thing every good native image ad does is it only targets the sub-avatar. You don't want to pay Meta for curiosity clicks and for people to read your story. You actually want your native image ad to look quite boring and quite just something you'd scroll past, except you want to include little details in it so that when your sub-avatar sees it, something twigs in their head and they think, oh, that's for me, and then they subconsciously get drawn in and they start reading it. If you don't do a good job with this, what tends to happen is you get really high CPMs because everyone's reading your story, but they're actually just unqualified readers. In order to get our CPMs low, we want to target specifically the pocket of people that are going to buy our product. And the third thing that every native image ad does is it gets really good engagement. So when you can write copy that's maybe a little bit polarizing or create sort of questions or a reason for people to actually comment and like and share your post, Facebook loves natural feeling content, and if people are engaging with your content just like they would any organic post, but it's an ad, Zuck's going to reward you with those CPMs and those click-through rates we were talking about earlier. So there's a reason why native image ads work and why they always will work. The first point is that people have developed like a subconscious filter to what they see on Facebook. If they think that you're trying to sell them something, they will just scroll on by. A good native image ad will actually look quite boring and it will just cause everyone to scroll on by, but you're going to include little lived-in moments or little specific like product references and things like that that only your sub-avatar is gonna see and they're gonna twig on. It's going to make everyone else carry on scrolling, but it's going to hone in on your sub-avatar and they're just going to be irresistibly sucked into having to read the story because it's just far too relevant to them and their life. We'll look into actually how to do this later on. And then regarding creating engaging content, Meta makes money by keeping people locked onto Facebook, by keeping them using the app. So if you can give them content that helps them do that, they're going to reward you with those CPMs and those click-through rates that we were talking about. So not only do you get the benefits of having an ad where the illusion never breaks and they never realize it's an ad and having only your sub-avatar reading it, but Meta itself is actually going to reward you for creating an ad that doesn't look like an ad. So there are two main types of native image ad that you can actually make. There's what I call a publication native image ad, and then like a lived-in moment native image ad. These aren't coined terms. These aren't terms that anyone needs to use. I'm just trying to sort of explain the difference between the two types. So your publication ads are ones like you can see here. They come from media outlets, all of those Facebook pages that are trying to make money from their own engagement. So they're trying to hook you in just to read their content. But we can use this to our advantage. The second type is life, which is just these lived-in moments. These are like what I'd call like a true native image ad. These are the ones where it would just look like your friend Dave is trying to show you something that happened in his life. And the idea is it's really unpolished and maybe a little bit jarring. But again, we want to make it just a little bit boring so that people scroll on past, but leave these little things in there that's just going to twig for anyone that's experiencing the same thing. There's a human connection element that's just going to make them click into it. So let's go now into actually breaking down how to make these publication native image ads. We'll do these ones first. And before we do that, I want to show you a table. So this table here is the top 10 ranked most engagement driving Facebook pages from, I think it was Q3 2025. Have a look at them, and what do you notice? Anyone with a keen eye might notice that they're basically just the same page in a different flavor. In fact, 9 of the top 10 are either news or like media channels, which means that most of the content that gets shown to readers on Facebook, at least from businesses, are these publication type native image ads, which means that your ad just blends in beautifully with them because they're so used to being served these type of posts. So in order for us to make the best publication style native image ads, we just want to go to whoever's doing it best. So I've come to one of the top 10 here. This is Lad Bible. They've got 50 million followers. And then all we need to do is just look at what they're doing so we can do the same thing. So when you look at their photos and you go through them, you'll notice they're basically just the same style of photo again and again and again. So you'll also be able to go here pretty regularly and see what's working right now. So apparently what's working is just a really zoomed in photo of whatever and just white text at the bottom. I know that before, when I was looking at this maybe sort of 3 months ago, the current meta was these ones that you saw at the beginning of Jeremy Clarkson here, where they had a big photo and then a little photo and then text. Whatever they're doing, just look at what's working and do the same. Another thing that's pretty popular with these media and news outlets is that when they want to highlight something, they'll use like this glaring red color here, or sometimes like a really vibrant yellow, just to get that little bit of color onto your theme and draw you in. But the idea is just copy whatever they're doing so that yours blends in with the majority of the posts that they're going to see from these type of outlets. So the next type to look at is the life native image ads, and I think this is actually the one that people struggle with quite a lot. The idea is that they're meant to be boring. You're not meant to stimulate any kind of huge emotional reaction. You just want it to be just a boring photo that someone would look at it and be like, why would anyone upload that to Facebook? But your sub-avatar is going to see that lived-in moment or that product placement, and they're going to twig and buy into it. So look at these, for example, here. You've got hair in a plug hole. Most people would be like, why would you upload that to Facebook? But anyone that's struggling with hair loss, they'll see that and be like, oh my God, me too. And then they'll want to read that story because maybe this person has some information or some experience that I can relate to. Ultimately, we're all human beings and we've all got this desire to just relate and be included and belong. And this is why native image ads work so well. So here's one of my favorite examples that I use to normally explain native image ads is, let's imagine that you're selling insoles for sports trainers. And the idea that you've come up with is that they've bought a pair of running shoes and they've thrown these pair of running shoes because they're in so much pain every time they run, and they're blaming it on the shoes. Your angle is to say, it's not the shoes, you just need better insoles, right? Pretty basic marketing example, but that's the idea. Now let's look at this ad here. Is you can see that these running shoes are in the bin. Anyone that's not a runner is going to scroll past. Anyone that is a runner is maybe going to twig. But how can we upgrade this to make this a native image ad that's so irresistible that they can't scroll past? Is we need to add specificity. So what I would recommend for this exact scenario is, okay, we're throwing running shoes in the bin and we're trying to get runners to twig. There are loads of reasons why you can throw running shoes in the bin and it would be completely normal. If you've got an old tatty pair of running shoes or a particularly cheap pair of running shoes, that would be normal. And then the runners are going to see that and just be like, okay, they've got rubbish running shoes, and carry on scrolling. But what if we did a bit of research? And what if we looked up the best, most popular, highest performing running shoes of 2026? So these are, I don't know, let's call them the Adidas hyper extra speed running shoe, mega shoe. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But the idea is that if you put this specific product in the bin, the sub-avatar, the runner, is going to scroll past and be like, oh my God, who would throw the Adidas Super Wonder whatever shoes in the bin? Because they're going to know the value of them. You don't have to teach them these shoes are worth $300. They're just going to be like, who would throw $300 shoes in the bin? They don't have to make that jump. They've already got that knowledge in their head, and it's that you're trying to tap into. So one of the tips you can do for native image ads is, rather than agonizing over creating that lived-in moment or the publication type media, is you can just come to Facebook and see what's already native to the feed and just tap into that. So up here I've typed in plantar fasciitis, which is probably what you're going to be targeting towards if you're doing insoles. The first post that came up here has 2,000 likes, 71 comments, and 1,200 shares. And it's just diagrams of a foot pain points at exactly where they're going to be hurting. Anyone with plantar fasciitis is going to recognize this. They're going to tap into this, and you can utilize that to take their attention that was already going to be directed to this post and then gently move it towards your product. So the other thing we can do is we can also come into Reddit and do a Reddit search, and it's exactly the same as Facebook. And you'll also find that with Reddit, it's a really great place to scrape some native image ads as well if you can't really come up with the idea. So we've typed in plantar fasciitis here. Oh, there's a perfect example. Like, first photo. If that's not a perfect native image ad, I don't know what is. Okay, this one's a video, but that screen there, you could screenshot that, take that to Higgsfield and just get it to tweak it so it's not exactly the same. But we're just going to look here for votes and comments and how many people are engaging with this type of content. Again, there, that looks like some kind of massage gun. 57 votes, 15 comments. Maybe that's worth testing. He's just pointing his foot. There, I mean, 30 votes, 27 comments. This one's just an X-ray. Maybe that could be a great one. But the idea, oh, look at that one. That's perfect. And you've even got a meme ad there. I think the point that I'm trying to make here is if you're stuck, if you don't know what the concept is, one, speak to AI. It's 2026. See if you can come up with those products that are going to exist in the world around them, or those lived-in moments. Or if you can't come up with concepts yourself, go to the publication media pages on Facebook and go and see what they're doing and just replicate it for your product. Come to Facebook and search the problem that you're trying to solve. Do the same thing in Reddit and just see what you can find. You don't have to scrape them directly. You can just use them as inspiration, but equally sometimes they're just bangers. They're so good. I mean, everything you put into your account should be backed with some kind of evidence. You should be able to say, I know at least one customer has this problem. What is a better way of doing that than finding an actual photo from an actual person that's actually having the problem that you're trying to solve? So, to recap, native image ads work. They will always work. They will continue to work. They are based in so much evidence that, okay, the medium might change over time, but the principle will always reign true. Also think about a lot of the video ads that you see as well on Facebook. They're borderlining on native anyway, just from the fact that they are equally highly engaging. The ones that do really well aren't going in off the bat and saying, buy my product. They're explaining the product, but they're doing it in an entertaining way. They're doing shortcuts, they're doing music, they're doing voiceovers. Everything that works really well on Facebook feels like it belongs on Facebook. When we're talking about native image ads themselves, like a true native image ad, we've got publication ads and we've got life lived in moment style native image ads. Both of them work. Some will work in better instances than others. But like everything, you just need to test these things. And the payoff when you get this right is threefold. So you get that higher click-through rate, you get those lower CPMs, which is just going to give you that better chance with that lower cost per click. You're spending less per customer to get them to your website. And on top of that, when they get to your website, they're going to be better qualified traffic. They're going to be more likely to buy your product because they're not there out of curiosity. You already excluded all the curiosity clicks earlier in the system. So those that make it through your funnel and to your website, your product is applicable to them and they're more likely to actually press the buy now button. Thank you for making it this far to the end of the video. I really hope you got some value from this. If you did, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, you can subscribe down below. You can also like and comment and do all of that stuff that really helps the channel grow, so thank you for that. Also, leave me a comment. I'd love to know what you think about native image ads. Are you using them? Are you finding success with them? Do you think they're garbage? Also, if you've got any questions or anything that you'd like a video made on, I'd really love to hear that down in the comments below, and I'd really just kind of love to engage with you all. But yeah, thank you for making it this far. Really appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one.